Randy.
What up, world? This is Shadow Moon, aka Moon Dog.
And this is Cococure, aka Arrogant Ambassador. And you're listening to How You Feel.
ATL. So, how you feeling at the moment?
Anxiety ridden. How you feeling at the moment?
I'm alright. Still a little bit sick, but it's all good. And the subject that we have for y'all is the Drake situation. Drake is exposing everyone in this OVO Radio interview. Basically, from this interview by Drake, Drake was addressing why the Academy pitched him to cancel his two shows and then come to the Grammys to sit in the audience and basically lose. He also mentioned that the Recording Academy tried to pacify him or alienate him. And he said the reason behind that, maybe it's because he's a black rapper and they don't know what to do with him. And he also mentions Quentin Miller, Meek Mill, Nicki, and Michael Jackson. So, um, Coco here. We were
From
talking
what, I,
about this. Huh?
from what I understand, he went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah. Like, the Grammys can make you do that sometimes.
You literally told me about this subject less than 10 minutes ago, so I have absolutely no knowledge of what's going on except what you just told our audience.
Yeah, like, we was talking about Quentin Miller, and apparently Quentin Miller so-called collaborated with Drake, but to me, he's still ghostwriting. So, Coco, I wanna, get your view on this Quentin Miller situation, because you say you don't know him, right?
I have no clue who Quentin Miller is. I was just scrolling through the SoundCloud responses, people's comments, and I saw someone write, quote, no chill. Wait, no, let's find the direct quote. Because this is what made me go do the research to find out if this person was actually a ghostwriter versus if that person was a collaborator. This was written by a person by the name of Big Rare. Quote, this N, no chill. He said, who is Quentin Miller?
Uh-huh.
My response was, who is Quentin Miller? But that's just because I have no knowledge of the rap industry at the moment,
Mm.
or the hip hop industry, or the pop industry, the music industry on a whole. So then we went to Google, beloved boyfriend Google, and defined what a ghostwriter is. Ghostwriter, noun, a person whose job it is to write material for someone else who is the named author. So the follow-up question is Quentin Miller's name on anything of Drake's?
Yes. Yes, it is.
That would
If
make him a collaborator.
But he
If he
would be,
wasn't named,
but he's a ghostwriter because he had written and made full song, and then he handed it over to Drake. Now Drake may go in there and make some adjustments, you know,
mm,
but that doesn't take away that Quentin has wrote some material, you know, whether it be fully, partially. So that's just my
good
opinion.
point. Because it never specified whether or not the material was fully written or just partially written. So let's define collaboration and see what Google has to say.
I think you're talking way too serious.
What? We're having a discussion over whether or not Quentin Miller is a ghostwriter or whether or not he's a collaborator.
I know, but just listen up. Have fun. Like it's just a podcast. Let's
This
keep
is true. Collaboration, according to the Google, is a noun defined as the action of working with someone to produce or create something. Quentin Miller wrote something, Drake got his hands on it and may or may not have made adjustments. Opinion, if he made adjustments, then that would make Mr. Miller a collaborator. If Drake made no adjustments, that would make Mr. Miller a ghostwriter. And we will never get those specifics.
That's true. We will never get them. But then again, there is demos of Quentin Miller saying the same lyrics that Drake said in a record. I forgot what record it was, but it's a collaboration. It's a ghostwriting.
How do you guys feel at the moment?
That is so random.
Huh?
That is so random.
That isn't so random because we're torn. You think he's a ghostwriter, I think that he's a collaborator, but the fact is, we'll never find out. So you guys should definitely comment and call and give us all of your opinions. Is Drake, does he depend on his ghostwriters? Or is he a lover of his collaborators?
Also in this Drake interview, I don't know if you know this, Coco, but Drake won the best rap song. But he won.
Congratulations, Drake.
But he won with the song Hotline Bling. Now, is Hotline Bling a rap song?
I would have to say no.
Thank you.
I don't. Are there lyrics to it? Yes. Mm-hmm. Are they rap lyrics? I think he was singing most of the time.
Thank you. So why did he win best rap song Hotline Bling? Why? Like, I would consider that, hip hop influence, but it's definitely not rap. It's actually a pop R&B song, if you ask me.
I don't think I'd go as far as to call it an R&B song. R&B-esque maybe, but for me, R&B is that baby making music. Good love and body. Let me stop before we end up copyright infringing. But you know what I'm talking about.
But he's saying, you used to call you on myself, lately we need my, that's, if that's not pop or R&B-ish.
Pop, definitely. R&B-esque, certainly. But rap? That's a stretch.
Yeah.
I'd have to ask who chooses who wins what, because that would explain a lot. Because if you think that that's rap, I mean that would be like letting Demi Lovato win for best country song. It'd be akin to that.
Yeah, it wouldn't work, but that's a good question. Like, who exactly on this Academy panel? Because names really don't get put out there. It's just like the people who are on the panel usually don't say nothing, or if they do say something, it's gonna be like an artist or a producer saying, like, oh yeah, I'm on the panel. They don't mention who else is on the panel or anything. It's just like a huge mystery. Like Scooby-Doo needs to come out and try to find who's on the panel.
Wow.
It's like, the Grammys always have done questionable stuff. Like, like even for this year, Adele won Record of the Year, even though Beyonce's album is very deserving of it. I don't think How can I
But
put
who
it?
sold more records?
But are we basing this off of who sold records, or are we basing this off of the art?
And that boils right back down to the aforementioned question, which is who is on this panel?
Right. Mm, I don't know. You would
I
think.
asked, oh, sorry.
No, you good.
I asked someone earlier when they told me that Adele won. I said, how? Not that she's not deserving and not that she's not a great artist, but how would she win over Beyonce? I thought that Beyonce might be more popular and so on. And the answer I got was, well, who would vote for her? Someone who prefers Adele's music over Beyonce's.
Yeah.
Simple answer.
Yeah. So with that being said, is Drake being hated on, or is Drake just not, the Academy's cup of tea?
The problem is, who is this academy? Is it a diverse set of viewpoints? Not necessarily a diverse group of people. If these people were all from the same group, it doesn't mean that they necessarily have the exact same thought process because they are in fact individuals.
Mm,
So if it's an array of opinions, differing opinions preferably, he would probably get a more diverse set of winners.
mm,
And not diverse based on race, but diverse based on art. Diverse based on what their music is.
mm. True. Yeah, it's true. Like, if anybody could come up with who's on this panel, we'll give you some money. No, I'm playing. We don't have any money.
Hashtag broke by broke. You don't got it.
Hmm. Also, another thing I want to point out in the Drake interview is Drake said he pretty much went after Meek Millie, aka from Philly, because of his issues with Nicki, and you know that also created the narrative that he didn't write his own music. So, like, just to step back, like, how did you feel about the Meek Mill situation? Because Meek Mill was the one who came out and was like, he got ghostwriters. Like, how do you feel?
I have no idea where Meek got his information, but again, I know very little about the music industry. So maybe Meek is trying to get a bit of a come up if he can. Publicity stunts.
Mm-hmm.
But if he really wanted a publicity stunt, maybe he should have called and cleared it. Maybe it was called about and cleared already.
Mm-hmm.
Might just be a way to get Meek back into the spotlight. Didn't he break up with Nicki Minaj, or Nicki Minaj broke up with him? Or
Yeah, yeah.
so maybe he's trying to take the spotlight off of that.
Hmm. Also, also in the interview, Drake defends himself against the whole ghostwriting situation because he ended up mentioning Dre, um, as in Dr. Dre.
Hmm.
I guess Dre heard one of his songs, and
Wait,
he,
Dr. Dre as in
yes,
Surviving Compton Dr. Dre?
yeah,
With Michelle A?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Dre heard one of his songs, and Dre was like, you know, asking for proof.
Hmm?
Dre was asking for proof.
I I mean, if you make a claim, the burden of proof is on you.
Mm. But yeah, Drake, Drake asked for proof, and Drake actually faxed his handwritten lyrics to Drake. I never heard anything like that in my life, but because of the accusations, it made people wonder. So, do I blame Drake for doing that?
Telling you, it goes right back. Was Mr. Quentin Miller, a ghostwriter, or was Mr. Quentin Miller a collaborator?
Mm,
I mean,
mm,
Drake is a busy man. He could have very well been a ghostwriter. But
mm,
maybe Drake isn't so busy that he can't, go over his music or go over things that cross his desk and make adjustments.
mm. Hmm. Also, um, how do you feel when I know you haven't heard the podcast of Drake, but Drake also mentioned that he felt like Views, which is his latest album, was very influential. And sadly enough, I'm saying that, jokingly, sadly enough, it was influential because he started singing on like Afro beats, Caribbean dub beats, and right now on radio they're playing songs that are very similar to those sounds. So, how do you feel about Drake saying that his album was influential?
And he was saying that it was influential due to the fact that he uses Afro beats and Caribbean beats.
Hmm. That's
I
really
haven't heard his
expressive.
music, so I haven't heard the new album. But Afro beats and Caribbean beats have been around for a while. If he's trying to compare himself to pop culture and what's out and around, yeah, he might be,
Mm,
trying to delve into new music to bring it to millions of people.
mm,
But Afro beats and Caribbean beats have been around for a
yeah.
minute and a half. People still know Buffalo Soldier and so on. Although
Mm,
that's not really Caribbean beats.
mm,
Would be considered Caribbean beats. Like the pop Caribbean music.
yeah. It's like one thing. I mean, how can I put this? Like to take it back. One, because of Drake, now you're hearing more sounds like that on mainstream radio. And
Mm.
then to take even further back, you know, Drake is from Toronto, Canada, and there is Caribbean people in Canada. But
Mm-hmm.
for him to be kind of like the ambassador of a certain sound, it's kind of interesting because it's like artists that really, do that type of music are are not necessarily getting the shine, but Drake can, be the ambassador to that, and it's gonna be put out, and played around the world. Like, I know some people may feel some way about that. Like they may feel like Drake is a cultural vulture.
Oh, good point. But maybe the way to soften that blow, because it does look that way from the outside looking in,
Mm,
maybe to soften that blow a little bit, he can collaborate with some of these people that are actually ambassadors for this sort of music. So go
mm,
find the top in Afro beats, the top in Caribbean beats, and bring them together with
mm,
him. Maybe an Afro beat collab, and he can bring in some Canadian and American influence.
mm.
But I wouldn't say that Drake is necessarily, you know, the captain of that ship. He might be using that sound for the moment, but if that sound disappears, is he going to go down with the ship? Definitely not. Definitely not.
So, overall, it's just an interesting time for Drake. Like, you know, Drake said in the interview he wants to be the Michael Jackson, you know, of pop.
He is he above Michael Jackson or the new Michael Jackson?
He wants to be like Michael Jackson in the sense of he has a song, everybody's gonna listen to it.
That is. Do you think that he can be like Mike? That longevity, though.
Exactly, everybody wants longevity. You know, is he gonna make music that is great, or is he gonna make music that is just accessible? You know, microwavable. I think at this point of his career, his music is becoming a little bit microwavy.
I mean, sometimes you just want a hot pocket. But if he wants to be like Mike, he's gonna have to study. Not that he's not studying, but
Right.
you're gonna have to pull from different music genres, and that's probably what he's doing with the Afro beats and the Caribbean beats. But you can't pull from the genre and then start telling people that you're revolutionizing the game.
Mm,
You need to show a little bit of humility. If you're actually revolutionizing the game, people are gonna say it. You're not gonna have to say it.
mm, yeah. True. That is true.
I mean, my mother says a tiger doesn't have to proclaim its tigritude. Tiger doesn't have to say it's a tiger. You know that it's a tiger.
Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. And also in the interview, he mentioned Kanye, and he was basically saying he doesn't understand why Kanye was going at Khaled, in one of his rants.
I'm sorry, Kanye was going at DJ Khaled?
Yeah. He
When?
the best, man.
Where the heck have I been? You know what? It's alright. Because after this podcast, guess who's gonna go look for all of this? This girl. Just saying.
Yeah. Mm.
Anyway, Kanye West going in on someone? Let me hit that DJ Khaled. Another one.
Another one.
Another one. Another one. This isn't news. I mean, the truth is, I shouldn't even said why. I should have been, oh.
Mm. Yeah. Uh, I mean, Kanye been losing his mind, so it's like, it's kind of understandable, but I don't know. It's weird. And then, of course, Drake is like Kanye's son. I know that may offend people, but let's keep it real.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Moon, coming out with the controversy. You know you're gonna get all kinds of hate mail, right? Oh, okay, just so you understand, I can't.
I
Whew.
mean, look, like Drake first album, it was like super duper rap. Kanye's first album, super duper rap, and then later, down the career, it started getting more singy songy. Not saying that they wasn't singing because they was singing at the beginning. Like the idea of them singing was already there, especially on their first album. But as they created more songs, it became less rap, you know. So,
Because they wanted to appeal to a greater audience.
right, but
Not that the rap industry isn't a great audience, I mean, vast and large. It's just that pop happens to be even more vast and even more large. So if they can bleed into it a little bit and maintain their rappiness, then they'll get two industries for the price of one. I believe Nicki Minaj tried to do that. She came out songstress, hip hop, uh, hip hop's new lady, or at least one of the new ladies, and very Lil Kim-esque when she came out.
Uh-huh.
Very Foxy Brown, very Trina, and then she bled into this Barbie pink, bright blonde, and that was her moving to pop.
Mm.
Then after she became a little bit more established, she started to kind of swim between the two. She got rid of looking like the chocolate Barbie, and boom, she came out fresh faced. I believe that was in Vogue, or at least the makeup was fresh faced, as opposed to the bright blue eyeshadow.
Hmm.
So I think it's just a matter for certain artists to tap into as many industries as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, Nicki even jumped in. Was it reggae? It wasn't really reggae, but it was kind of dance holly with Busta Rhymes
Uh-huh.
song. Twerk it. Was it twerk or twerk it?
Take it.
No, twerk it, twerk it, twerk it, twerk it.
Mm.
I was, how does that song go? It's gonna drive me insane, but I'll figure it out.
Mm.
But it was good.
Huh? It's almost time, so it's time for us to say goodbye to our family. HOW.
ATM. ATM. I'm half asleep.
Yeah, I don't have to sleep as well, so we gotta call it a night. Um,
I will come back at you guys with another topic, and you can comment, subscribe, tell your friends to tell a friend.
mm, yep. Please promote us, or else we will find you.
This is we business. Ain't nobody got time for that. Sweet Brown, we heart you.
Alright, on that now,
Bye.
yeah, bye. Next time.